So how does it feel as an ABA business owner to establish a practice that provides you maximum profitability? That's what I want to talk to you about today. How to utilize your business to give you maximum profitability. Profitability that you can use to expand business growth and invest in more kids' lives. So today, I want to expand this idea of maximizing profitability by showing you this workflow of what it means to really achieve profitability in your practice. So my name is Romeo Clark. I'm a CPA and fractional CFO for ABA providers. And what I do is I come in ABA businesses and I set up financial functions that will help them grow their business and maximize profitability. All right, so let's start off with the first thing in this graph is your goal. So as an ABA business, you have to understand what is the end goal. Where do you want to reach with your business? What level of revenue do you want to achieve? What level of profitability do you want to achieve? And where is your vision? What's your vision for the practice? We want to put those numbers in place so that you can see them almost on a daily basis to refer back to. So after we know the goals, we know what we want to achieve in the current year, 3 years, 10 years down the line, then we want to know the numbers, right? So we want to know what the revenue is that we want to achieve. We want to know the expenses and the profits. Now, I always say that accounting is the foundation of a solid business, meaning you need to know the numbers so that you can use the numbers to make good, accurate business decisions. So the revenue minus expenses equal profit is really the profit and loss statement, just really made small here for you. Usually we'll have the revenue minus cost of services, which is your BCBAs, your RBTs, all the people that generate revenue, which equals your gross profit margin. Then you have your overhead and you get profits. But here I just wanted to show you revenue minus expenses equal profit. So you want to pay attention to this important formula and any other numbers. So numbers coming from your revenue cycle management, your practice management systems, KPIs, all of those different metrics you want to be close and intimate with in your ABA practice. Then the next next item in the cycle here is streamlining operations, right? So we want to have a business that's running efficient, right? That's really that's cost us the minimum amount to operate. Now, what I mean by that is we're not wasting a bunch of resources to run this business. So when we're talking about streamlined operations, we're talking about how do we cut out manual processes? How do we build in automations using artificial intelligence? Because that's been the big talk of today's economy, and also improve employees' productivity. With our clients at my accounting firm and our advisory firm, we're talking about, all the employees that you have on payroll. How do we make sure that each of them are doing their jobs? How do we make sure that they're performing based on the expectations that you had with them when they just came in the door? So we're always keeping a finger on employees' productivity. All right, the next item here in this cycle is maximizing revenue. Have you ever seen a company, that just stays at the same revenue over time? Like, it just doesn't happen. There's usually a dip, a rise, right? And with your practice, we want to see that consistent rise because one, it gives people something to look forward to and it motivates you, but it also shows that, you're moving, right? With inflation growing, if your company doesn't move in terms of revenue, then you're really going backward. So we want to make sure that there is growth that you can look forward to, that your employees can look forward to, and your clients, because without growth, you cannot innovate. So we want to focus on service expansion, whether, maybe you're just doing ABA. How about we start looking at speech, OT, right? And those kind of services. Improving billing processes, right? Maybe in our revenue cycle, there are opportunities for improvement. We want to make sure that we're focusing on that. Targeting new markets, right? Maybe you're in a specific community and you're like, we've really expanded the amount of services we can do here. Let's go over to the next town and see what we can offer over there. So that will obviously maximize your revenue. Then the next thing we want to look at as a business is controlling your costs. Remember, going back to streamlining operations and controlling costs sometimes will work hand in hand. But right here, we're looking at trimming unnecessary costs, kind of trimming the fat here, because we don't want to run a business that's very high cost because our profit's going to be very low. So we want to look at expense. Now, how we look at expenses is, are there expenses in our business that when we look at it, it really doesn't tie back to our revenue and our purpose. So if I have an expense and it's not really helping me generate revenue, I'm evaluating that and I'm, probably cutting it, reducing it, getting it out of here. So you want to focus on that. Managing vendors. So, you may have vendors that you use to buy supplies for your business, and some vendors may have higher costs than other. Are you shopping around to making sure that you're finding the best deals that are out there, just knowing that you're not sacrificing quality in the process? Budgeting and cost management. Now, with our clients, we always have a budget in place so our clients can understand, really what they're allowed to spend per se, but really what the business, where the business is right now, allows them to spend so that they're not overspending in certain area. So it's kind of like that indicator that say, hey, you're spending too much in this area. So it's very important that we have a budget in our business and we have ways of managing costs. All right, the final but not least phase here, or item in this cycle, is adapting and innovate. So without a business, with your business, if you don't have innovation, really you're going to struggle to keep up with the economy. So when we talk about innovation here, we're talking about, are you up to date on insurance changes? How can you adjust what your service is to really deliver the best in the marketplace and gain the best efficiency in terms of operations, right? Because that's innovation. How are you keeping up to date with changes in the ABA regulations, billing regulations, right? How are you doing all of these things? So it's very important that you pay attention to all the changes in this space, right? And then technology adoption. How are you adopting new technology that's coming in the space? At the end of the day, people are making new and new technology in the space. So you must be able to step out there and say, I want the best for my practice, so I'm going to get the best technology that's out there. And business model. You may need to change some business model. You may need to add a different service model or service to your business. So you want to know what's the best out there. At the end of the day, again, we want to come back to profitability. And sometimes it makes sense to drop a unprofitable service line off and to pick up a more profitable one. And over time, you can tell these things. So I hope these make sense. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different steps in your cycle to seeing more profitability in your business. Stay in touch, and I hope to hear from you soon.